Hey, what is happening, guys? Thank you for tuning into Rules for Rebels. Just wanted to do a quick video here. What you're looking at right now is pinchskincare.com. Now, pinchskincare.com is a company owned and run by somebody who watches a channel. They left me a comment on the YouTube channel recently and said, hey, would you mind taking a look at my website? So in the past, I used to do a lot more of these videos. People would drop a link to their Shopify store, and I would check it out, kind of say what I think they're doing well, what they're succeeding at, as well as kind of offer some constructive criticism. And if people are struggling to get sales, not getting traffic, seeing abandoned carts and things like that, maybe trying to offer some insights into what they can do to improve or why that is. And it's not just about me offering some advice here. One of the things that I really want to do here is get you guys involved as well. So I'm only one person, right? Like, yeah, I have a certain consumer sentiment. There's a certain way that I shop. I see certain things. But when people send me these emails or these messages, I think people want to hear from everybody. So I'd love for you guys to chime in as well. Drop a comment in the comment section below. And if you have any advice, anything you want to mention, anything you want to add to the gentleman who reached out to me, could be anything from the website design to the product pricing to the checkout experience. So I'd encourage you guys to kind of browse this site as well, take a look at some of their social media profiles, and if there's any advice that you can offer them, maybe you have a company too and you struggled with having a hard time getting traffic or abandoned checkouts. If there's anything that worked for you, maybe try to offer some advice to him as well. So kind of what I wanted to do today, I kind of went through a checkout process, checked out their social media stuff. I figured I'd run you guys quickly through that. This all kind of started with, I got a message from Javin Landscaping, and he said, I'd love to see what you think of our site. We just bought a company and we are getting no traffic, and a lot of people are leaving at checkout. I think it's the shipping cost, which we've actually lowered by 30%. We pay it. I would like a pop-up for the mailing list and would like the wait, don't go pop-up as well. I don't know how to do it. I will just Google. I will Google it. Pinchskincare.com is his site. So thank you, Javin, for reaching out. Hopefully the audience here as well as me can maybe offer some advice. So took a look over the site, took a look at your Instagram account, your Pinterest account. I don't really use Facebook, so I didn't go on Facebook. And then I also wanted to kind of compare to some natural deodorants being sold at Walmart as well. So this is kind of their site. This is a homepage right here. Not a bad looking site. I think it's pretty good. I think they have great high quality photos. I think the photos kind of lend to the whole image, which is natural, farm made, organic. I definitely get kind of the feel of, kind of that Chip and Joanna Gaines, like farmhouse chic kind of feel. And for anybody who's wondering, like the products that they offer, they have skin oil. My girlfriend is a huge fan of, not tea tree oil, what's it called? Argan oil. But yeah, my girlfriend pays like $50, $75 for like these bigger tubes of that. So this is a really popular product among women. They got natural deodorants, and for anybody who's not really into the healthcare stuff, like deodorant, the chemicals that keep you from perspiring are like aluminum and things like that. There's a lot of bad stuff in deodorants, and people who are health conscious or really conscious or sensitive to chemicals would maybe be interested in this stuff. So they have a Pinch You Sweat Light, $24. Pinch All Natural Deodorant is $9. Pinch All Natural Baking Soda Free Deodorant is $15. And I was actually just talking with somebody about a potential episode of Side Hustle Tuesdays, and they were actually offering a deodorant, but one problem that they found, or one thing that they ran into, is some people with sensitive skin have problems with baking soda. It irritates their skin or gives them skin allergies. So I think it's smart that they're offering a baking soda free version. I might, I guess we can take a look at the listing. I might highlight that this is good for sensitive skin. Okay, so yeah, they mentioned more sensitive skin types. I might highlight that on that page here. They have a hand lotion. They have a 3-pack. They have a value bundle, body scrubs, a lot of cool products. I think the branding's good. I think they have better pictures than your average person. A lot of people just have pictures on a white background. I kind of like how, they kind of got the wood grain in the background, kind of lends to that whole farmhouse thing, as well as this kind of burlap under it. One thing I wanted to show you guys. So I went to buy one of these deodorants for $9, which is kind of pricey for deodorant, right? Like I can get like a 2-pack of, what's those funny commercials with the guy who screams, the black dude with the bald head who had those funny commercials, Allspice or Old Spice. I can get like a 2-pack of Old Spice for like $5. I mean, granted, this is more expensive than your standard deodorant. But all natural products are going to charge a little bit more, and if you create the right image, the right lifestyle brand, you can definitely sell deodorants at this price. One thing that's a little bit of a challenge is the price. So if I go over to Walmart here, and if we look at the all natural and aluminum free deodorants, we have Tom's, which is a big brand. Tom's of Maine, $4.27 versus their $9. Let's see. So they're already kind of, as a smaller brand, I expect prices to be a little bit higher. I do like supporting small businesses. And if they did their marketing right, I would maybe pay, double what I could get the Tom stuff for. Here we have Arm & Hammer. I wouldn't really think of this as an all-natural brand, but, it's quite a bit cheaper, and I think it's probably aluminum-free. But, the price point is a little bit high, but we can work with that. Here's what I think is one of the biggest problems. So I went to place an order. Obviously, I'm not Bill Jacob Chevrolet at yahoo.com, but I just went to place a fake order. And when I got to checkout, they say it's $9. It actually wound up costing me $11. I don't know if it was the scent I chose or if it gets cheaper by ordering a couple of them. But I was charged $11 instead of $9. So that sometimes turns some people off. You're expecting one price, you see another when you get to checkout. But here's the big problem right here. It's even with Canada Post, I'm assuming these guys are in Canada, even with Canada Post small packet USA mail, $26.15 for 5 to 8 day shipping. So I'm already buying a deodorant that's pricier than a lot of the other natural stuff on the market for $11, whatever. But then when I get to the shipping fee, $26.15, that brings the cost of a stick of deodorant up to $37.15, which is just way, way, way too high. If we go back to the site, let me see what so it said it was $9. Yeah, so I guess that's another thing that kind of turns people off. When you see one price and then when you get to checkout, that's another price. That could, I know it's only $2, but that could be part of the reason why people are abandoning. One of the things that annoys me to no end is on Amazon when, how people bundle products. So let's say I'm selling a hoverboard and, but I bundle other products on it. Maybe I have a hoverboard bag, something else. And you ever see those prices where it's like $36 to $220? Or even something like sandals, right? Like maybe one color is $11 and the rest of them are $30. And you click on the link because it says 11, but then when you get in there, like any color but the shittiest one is like $30. So people don't like seeing different prices. I would change it so it shows $9. So it shows $11 in the previous page, so people don't come over here, see $9, and then they're charged $11. As far as cents, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 8 cents. I wouldn't say that's overkill. Personally, I would probably shoot for 3 to 5. We've talked about the paradox of choice before. I actually have a video about it. If I remember to post it, I'll post a link in the description box below. There's been all types of studies done on this from the angle of consumer behavior, consumer psychology. And there was some study had done it at like a farmer's market selling jam. And when they offered like 3 flavors, they got a lot of sales. When they offered like 12 flavors, nobody bought. And it was when you're presented with too many choices, it's too hard to make a decision, and you wind up buying nothing. When you have a handful of decisions, it's a lot easier to pull the trigger. And I think that goes to having too many products on your website, or as well, and I'm not saying you do, but that's just kind of what this whole paradox of choice thing is having too many products on your website. It's too much stuff to sort. People can't make a decision. But that also goes to choices in terms of scents, colors, etc. You don't want to have too many choices. Overall, though, like I said, I think they have a good lineup of products. I know kind of the all-natural kind of stuff is really hot right now. I think they do a pretty good job with their brand imaging. They have some testimonials here. This is kind of getting nitpicky, but all this kind of blends together. I'd put some space between these things. If you could get a picture of these people or a picture of them holding deodorant, I think that goes even further. But at the very least, I would kind of separate these. This is just kind of a block of text to me. Our retailers, I was actually pretty impressed with this. They actually have a lot of retailers, obviously British Columbia, which I think they're in a prime area for this. I know in BC, they're very into like the outdoors, natural things, yoga, and it looks like they're very tied into yoga centers and things like that. So I would definitely try to be kind of a lifestyle brand and kind of tie myself in and really associate myself in with yoga, people who are into all natural things. I might even come out with a line of merch and, pinch hats, pinch shirts, things like that. As far as the About Us section, I think they did a pretty good job. A couple tweaks I would make. Here's how it all began. I, Marlon, couldn't stand the thought of putting aluminum among other chemicals and additives and preservatives in my bloodstream, so I switched to a local brand of deodorant, but there was a problem. Although I liked it, it was in a jar. I had to dip my fingers in it and get the slimy deodorant all over my fingers and then smear it into my armpits. Gross, right? No thanks. I happened to be searching for a business for sale on Craigslist, believe it or not, and found Pinch. I was intrigued and then excited because I saw the incredible reviews on Facebook and the website. Scary. So they kind of tell their founder story. I think that's awesome. I think that goes a long way. I think it's kind of cute that this couple has a business together. If I were Marlon and Michelle, I would put some photos of us on the website. It just kind of allows people to relate to you. And when you're trying to sell a product for more money than they can get it elsewhere, part of the reason I'm going to buy your product is because I know Marlon and Michelle and I want to support them. So I think putting a photo up so we can put a face to a name so that we can relate to you, we almost feel like you're a friend, or like there's kind of a family of people who like all natural products. I would definitely tell more of the founder's story. If you guys are actually putting labels on these products, working together, etc., I would show some photos of that. I might even have a video showing you guys working together and talking about your products. I think that would make for an awesome founder story, and I would put it on this page right here. That's one little change I would make. Let's see, contact us. They got the contact us. That's cool. News. So news is actually their blog, and I do think this is a great article, right? They have an infographic here, and it talks about the harmful chemicals in deodorants. Aluminum's really bad for you. I think it can cause Alzheimer's or something like that. Propylene glycol, phthalates, parabens, triclosan, which is classified by the as a pesticide by the FDA and classified as a probable carcinogen by the EPA. It's kind of scary that the EPA lets us put this stuff in our body. But if you see here, they only have one blog article here. One thing that I find with my website is, well, I do pay quite a bit in AdWords advertising, and while I do advertise on some niche forums and things like that, you would be shocked how much traffic I get to my website simply like blog posts. And I see that you guys are really active on social media. So, whatever you're posting on social media, bring it over here and post it on your blog as well. It's going to help the overall SEO of your site. So if people are doing research on all natural deodorants, they're going to happen to come over to your site. They get some value from your article, and they may decide to come over here and shop. But a ton of my sales, a ton of my traffic comes from blog posts, and I see you only have one blog post here. So that's one thing I would work on, is not only writing more blog posts, but cross-posting. So if you create a post on, I don't know, Medium or Blogger, or even like Instagram posts, I would post that stuff on your website. There's also some great plugins where you can have like an Instagram feed of your Instagram pictures showing like along the right sidebar of your website. That's something that I might do as well. Just come over here and take a look at their Instagram page. The Instagram page links you over to their products here. Kind of cool. I wouldn't really change anything here, although just to let you guys know, there is a cool program called Linktree, and what it does, it basically is a landing page with a bunch of links. So let's say, one of the downsides of Instagram is you're only allowed one link in your bio, right? You're not allowed to link to things from products. So one thing that I might do is use Linktree and say description and bio, and that way when you're posting specifically about your all-natural deodorant, you can have a link that takes people directly to this page as opposed to all the products. When you're posting about your lotion, you can have a link that takes you to this page. Not saying it has to be done, but Linktree might be something of interest to you. Again, I think they're doing a pretty good job of creating a brand image and things like that. I kind of like the thread tied around here. Like I said, very much so the kind of Chip and Joanna Gaines farmhouse thing. I might do a little bit more exciting things. I might take some pictures of it in a yoga studio. I might do some community outreach stuff where I go out to a yoga studio and let people try my product and give me feedback and maybe post pictures of that. But one of the things that I do see, they're fairly active. So this post was made 13 hours ago. Prior to that, they made this post 2 days ago. The one prior to that was 4 days ago. So it's not as if they haven't posted on Instagram in like weeks. I might get to posting once or twice per day. But it's not as if they're not posting. They have some good stuff. They post sales. Let's see what this is. Okay, so I'm guessing this is, what are the founders' names? Marlon and Michelle. I'm guessing this is Michelle, and without being inappropriate, like Michelle is an attractive, fit woman. I would use that in the marketing. I would put Michelle in a lot more of the marketing, and again, I would put Marlon and Michelle on the About Us page, but I would tie this into you guys more, kind of tell your founder's story through Instagram stories, and it looks like you guys are kind of integrating yourselves into the website. I would definitely tie in more of the whole yoga element. But yeah, I think their Instagram page is fantastic. A lot of great pictures, a lot of clean pictures. It's not just boring pictures of a product on a white background. Pinterest, looks like they're pretty Okay, so Pinterest is a little bit slower. I think one of their last posts. Let's see if this is accurate. I know I know Facebook and Twitter and a lot of these guys are getting away from going chronologically. So just want to see if okay. So yeah, it looks like you could be a little bit more active on Twitter. I know Twitter isn't necessarily like an amazing traffic driver, but there's a tool called IFTTT. It's called If This Then That, and you can set up automated posting. So you could say when I post a blog on my website, it automatically gets tweeted and shared on Instagram. When I post a post on Instagram, that post automatically gets shared on Twitter. And so it just kind of creates an automatic chain effect. So you're not having to necessarily yourself manually be active on all these platforms. You make a post on one platform and it automatically gets shared or repeated across other platforms. I may do a little bit of a better background. This photo doesn't really tell me anything. It's like the ocean. I might do a product image. I might do a product image with a couple lines about all natural deodorant, no aluminum, blah blah blah. So I like the little profile image here. I would do a little bit of a different background that tells more about the company. Handmade, all natural, organic. So yeah, I mean Twitter's not bad. I'd be a little bit more active on there. But yeah, overall I'm pretty impressed. I think probably the number one problem you're running into is the shipping fees. So as far as how to solve that, I'm not sure logistically like how you could get your product into the USA, if there's any taxes or anything like that. But BC is pretty close to the US. I wonder if you could bring your product over to like Seattle, which isn't too far from like Vancouver, and I'm sure there's some type of fulfillment center, something like a Shipwire or a Red Stag, where you could house your product in the USA. And while I'm sure you have a lot of Canadian customers, obviously the US is a big market, is an important market as well. And if you had some of your inventory in with a company like Shipwire or Red Stag, well, that will cost you money. At the end of the day, well, free shipping and orders over $100, but that's a kind of an expensive order. I would get the product into a USA fulfillment center, and that way, when people order a product, for a stick of deodorant, they might be able to pay $3 for first class shipping, as opposed to having to pay $27 or whatever it is for international shipping. So that's just a few of my thoughts and criticisms. Overall, I think you're doing an amazing job. A few small tweaks you can make, which I think are the things that I mentioned. And I would also encourage the audience, those of you guys who watch this video, take a look at their website, take a look at their social media presence, and if there's anything that you think they can improve on, if there's anything that you would change, if there's anything you want to compliment them on for doing a really good job, or if they're facing any problems that you have also faced, feel free to drop some advice. What worked for you? What do you think might help them out? And then also, like, maybe, I know there's some people who run little mini fulfillment centers for other e-commerce shops and ship products for other people. I actually have a buddy who has a company that does like mattress pads and bedding, and he just doesn't have time to do the fulfillment himself. He doesn't want everything going through Amazon. So he's actually found a local guy who he's basically paying a flat rate per order to process them for him. Now, granted, his product's a little bit more expensive, but that might be something he could do as well. So if any of you guys, run a fulfillment center or do your own e-commerce and wouldn't mind shipping for somebody else, maybe you guys could reach out to Marlon and Michelle and see if you guys could come to some agreement where they ship your product in bulk and you kind of handle their U.S. orders for them. That's putting a lot of trust in somebody, so something I'd be careful about. But that's just kind of some of my thoughts on this store. Overall, great job. I think it's very cool, and I would love to maybe get you guys on an interview in the future, maybe do a side hustle story about you. So feel free to reach out to me. Thanks everybody for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one.